Everyday Film Goer here, and this is the first of many videos I hope to upload. I am a big movie fan. Actually, one of the things that I want to do when I grow up is actually become a director, and in preparation for that, I've actually been watching a lot of movies recently. So I know my stuff about actors, about movies, about techniques that they use in film. And again, that's all in preparation for the career that I want to pursue one day. So, using the advantage that I watch a lot of movies already, the idea just came to me one day to just do a series of video reviews and just give my input on certain movies that you probably never heard of, or really mainstream movies that you're thinking of seeing over the weekend in the theater. So, first review for today is going to be a classic Western that wasn't made in America. This movie was actually part of a genre of movies called spaghetti westerns that were made in Italy. And these movies are really interesting because it's like a foreign interpretation of our culture. So pretty much spaghetti westerns are the opposite of American westerns. Where American westerns, the good guy is the good guy, and you're hoping that he gets like the bandit or something in the end. Spaghetti westerns, it's really left ambiguous as to who the good guy is and who the bad guy is, and they both do things against their character. Like, the bad guy might do something good, but the good guy might do something morally bad, but it's good in the situation. It's really deep. It's much deeper than American westerns, like John Wayne, for example. It's really anti John Wayne. That's how I like to say it. Well, that's how I like to think of spaghetti westerns. And the movie I'm going to be reviewing here is actually a fine example of the spaghetti western genre. It is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, starring Clint Eastwood. You might know him now from Dirty Harry, or his directing. He directed $1 Million Baby, Flags of Our Fathers, and Letters from Iwo Jima. And also, this movie also stars lesser-known actors like Eli Wallach, who's actually appeared in over 50 movies, and he's a really good character actor. Eli Wallach, and Lee Van Cleef, who was a really well-known, well, at that time, he was a really well-known American Western star. And he was in director Sergio Leone's other movies, other spaghetti westerns that he made, A Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More. He was, Lee Van Cleef was in both of them, and so was Clint Eastwood. And all through the movies he plays the man with no name. That was his character. And for enthusiasts that have watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or any other Clint Eastwood movie, you might notice his acting style. Lots of people confuse it for bad acting, the way that he played his character, very straight-faced, very detached. I like to look at it as he is supposed to be playing an emotionally detached character. But many people just think, oh, he's just not showing any emotion because he's a bad actor. He's not. He's just playing an emotionless guy that's, killing these people for the sake of what he thinks is right, but just not showing any remorse for it. But anyway, I'm here to review the movie by itself, and it is an awesome movie. If you've ever wanted to see like an old movie that influenced many of today's modern movies, this would be a good one to see. And even if you don't like westerns, this movie broke the Western mold, in my opinion, with the level of violence that it had, which it isn't too graphic and not too detailed because this movie was made in the 1960s, but just because of how much violence is in it, and again, and very anti-American. John Wayne, for example, really anti the nice, clean-cut cowboy family, oriented of things like the American cowboy movies, and very, very, in my opinion, very good acting. It is a foreign movie, and actually it's a foreign movie, and it's from Italy, where it was called El Buono, E Brutto, well, something, but you know, it was Italian. So there's overdubbing by American actors over the Italian actors, and the dubbing is good too. Um, but the American actors had to. The American actors like Eli Wallach and Clint Eastwood, they had to dub their characters too. But you know, they were American, so it was easier for them. But the dubbing is good too. Everything is in a sync, even though the actors are speaking in Italian, and it's obviously an American accent in there. The camera angles are awesome. They're really epic, sprawling, and they really get a handle on the epic landscape. Like for example, there's a scene where Clint Eastwood is riding on a horse, and the thing is, in the camera frame there's a huge like mountainscape, and Clint Eastwood's just like a little dot riding on a horse, but like the focus is on like everything around him. He's just like a central dot that's just riding along, and you know, it's really admirable when a director decides to just spend more focus and more time on looking on the surroundings and getting it with such, you know, good lighting, good center in the frame, than, you know, the actual actor himself. And it's really good because it gives a, you know, an epic scape, even though the movie was made on $500,000 or $1 million. Really, really low budget, but you wouldn't notice it by the quality of the movie itself. And also stylistically, it inspired a lot of movies after it. And Quentin Tarantino even said himself that this movie, number one, was, in his opinion, the best directed movie of all time, and it influenced a lot of his own movies, Quentin Tarantino, just in overall style of the camera cuts and how the characters act. He said that it was very influential for him. And of course for countless other directors that haven't admitted it publicly as Quentin has. But so yeah, if you ever stop by a Blockbuster, watch this movie. And for the people that have already watched this movie and loved it, like I did, this is probably one of my top 5 movies of all time. Look out. Maybe you should go to Best Buy or FYE. Look out for this version of the movie that I have, the 2-disc collector's edition. It has, they completely restored the audio. The gunshots sound completely modern, the cannon fire, and they also included deleted scenes that was cut out from the Italian release of the movie for the American version, because they felt that the American version would have been too long if they kept those scenes in. They put them back in, and then brought Clint Eastwood and Eli Wallach back to dub those scenes, but recently. And of course, the visuals look amazing. They took all the dust specks off of it. They completely restored the entire thing, which I thought, you know, was awesome. Especially if you love the movie as much as I did, that was a good gift. And I bought this for about $25, so get your hands on that. And that's it for this review. Either later next week, or maybe by next week I'll have another one. But rate on this video, comment on it, let me know if it was helpful in any way, and I'll see you either by the end of next week, or by the end of this week, or next week with a new video, or maybe tomorrow if I'm bored. So yes, have a good day, and keep on watching movies.